Hi, my name is Terry Harrington, and I would like to welcome you to Technically Speaking. Technically Speaking is a new monthly program produced by St. Clair County RESA. Technically Speaking will feature the St. Clair County Technical Education Center. We will show you what is offered at TEC, and we'll give you the chance to get an in-depth look at the variety of learning opportunities here. You will see what students are doing. You will even have the opportunity to meet many TEC students, the staff, and even some alumni. This is a special year for TEC as the staff prepares to celebrate the center's 35th anniversary. Some of the programs may have changed throughout the years, but the spirit of TEC is alive and well, as evidenced by the hundreds of students who graduate each year. I recently had the opportunity to talk with the director of TEC, Pat Yannick, and he told me why 35 years is a milestone worth celebrating.
TEC opened up in 1976 as the St. Clair County Skills Center, and at that time it was decided that all of the high schools in the area would consolidate vocational education to an area center. The exterior hasn't changed a lot. There's not much on the inside of the facility that hasn't changed. Even though some of the older programs are still here, automotive technology doesn't look at all today like it did in 1976. We've got culinary and cosmetology as a new program, public safety, digital media technology, energy technology and services. So there have been a lot of changes over the last 35 years as technology has changed in the area.
In this premiere episode of Technically Speaking, we are going to explore the newest program offered here at TEC. It's called Energy Technologies and Services. This class is an example of how TEC works to ensure students can learn about the emerging careers and opportunities our ever-changing global society has to offer. The Energy Technologies and Services program focuses on 3 courses of study: electronics, digital home technology, and renewable energy. Students completing this 2-year program will be prepared for a variety of career options, including heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, better known as HVAC. Students can also learn how to become hydropower or wind turbine technicians, or even enter the ever-growing field of integrating electronic home equipment systems, just to name a few. For us to learn more about the Energy Technologies and Services program, I'm going to head down to the classroom to meet with the instructor, Dave Lawrence, while you watch this.
Sun, wind, and renewable energy. It's our future. If you want to be on the cutting edge of the hottest, fastest growing fields, then the Energy Technologies and Services program is worth exploring. Energy Technologies and Services integrate electronics into hands-on applications involving renewable energy and digital home technology. You will study energy management, conservation, wind turbines, and solar panels. If you have an interest in going green, speak to your counselor about the Energy Technologies and Services program at St. Clair TEC.
Welcome back to Technically Speaking. Well, we made it down to the Energy Technologies and Services classroom, so joining me now is the instructor for the program, Dave Lawrence. And Dave, welcome to the program.
Nice to be here, thank you.
So glad you could be here with us today. And I know you're a first-year teacher, and of course this is a first-year program, so tell us a little bit about your background and how you became a teacher in this new program.
Well, my background is electrical sciences. I've been a field service technician for a number of years. I worked at General Motors as an electrical engineer on autos, and then with the turn in the auto market, the position came to be a teacher, and I figured I'd give that a shot and help someone else find a way into the field.
Great. Well, it's got to be pretty exciting to be not only developing a new program while you're developing your teaching skills, but a program too that's really an emerging technology area.
It is. This is something I've been interested personally myself, alternative energies, wind, solar. It's been quite interesting seeing, especially with the emergence of so many projects going on in the state right now. The Ubley and Pigeon wind farms going in. We're doing Atchison Ventures putting a program up. So really it's been a good time to get involved in all this.
So tell us a little bit, what are the students going to be learning in this program as you develop it?
We're going to be looking at the fundamentals of electronics as a whole. We're going to be looking at how we can make energy through the wind, through solar. We're going to also look at, now we've created energies, how can we go ahead and make this go further? So we're going to be focusing on conservation. We're going to be moving into home automation systems where now we can take that knowledge and put it to use in our own homes to save energy also. So it's electronics as a whole and how we can apply that to real world applications.
So we keep hearing a lot about the new green technologies and we got to go green and all that. So what kind of green careers, I guess, would students be able to get into as of going through this program?
Well, right now we've got a lot of emphasis going into finding alternative fuel sources. Right now we've got several large programs looking at hydrogen. Several programs are opening up for students to actually go in and work as interns that hopefully we'll be able to get them involved with. But also we've got a huge investment into wind energy here in Michigan. We've got great natural resources for it. The state is pushing for developing this, so it's a good time to get into the field, and hopefully this will get them a stepping point to do that.
What kind of student are you looking for to be involved with your program and to kind of step out in that unknown territory, basically?
Generally, people that really like, we try to do a lot of hands-on stuff, so people that aren't afraid to use their hands, get a little bit dirty once in a while. We do like to really get involved in these projects. It's not just lecture. We do some lecturing, but then we come out to a lab and we actually apply what we've learned. So people that are just really interested with conservation, all different types of, want to just learn electronics and how they can apply it to the world around them.
Do you find that this is one of those areas that it's geared more toward the guys or the gals get involved with this, or is it kind of a good mix?
It's a really good mix. Some of my best students are some of my female students. They've really taken interest. They've come in with not really knowing what they want to do with the program, but once they've gotten in, they've really found that they take to it very well. And this isn't just a guy world, and it's open to everyone right now, and everyone's got the ability to use it.
Great. Now, you mentioned earlier too, one of the things that kind of makes this program unique is a project you're doing with Atchison Ventures on wind turbines and the solar array. Tell us a little bit about that.
The center has been able to put up a wind turbine and a solar panel out to the public so they can be aware of this technology is out there and it's within reach of the average person. As this class, we're going to be monitoring the power outputs from those two and use that as a focal point for our program, as a cornerstone to make it more aware that we've got that going here. Because what we're, later this year, we're going to actually be installing 2 wind turbines right here on site and our own solar array, and the students will be responsible for doing the setup, the maintenance, and collection of all that information.
We talk about a great hands-on experience.
It is, and the students will actually be the ones who actually put the wind turbines together. They'll be connecting them up and doing all the maintenance to keep them operational.
And we're also putting a couple of units up down at Atchison Ventures there along the St. Clair River too, right?
Yes, we'll have 1 wind turbine and 1 solar panel there.
Well, obviously you'll be connecting with them through the internet to gather the data and all that kind of stuff. Will the public be able to tap into that too?
Yes, we're going to be putting up a website that anybody will be able to log on as long as they've got an internet connection. They'll be able to go in and see what kind of power we're producing at any given time. Presently, we have a weather station here on campus that is available to the public. They can go in and check at what our weather conditions are here, and we use that data to compare to would it be more cost effective to put a wind turbine up or a solar panel, so we can look at our average wind versus our average daylight solar power.
Dave, you mentioned that the public can get some of the data off the weather station that you already are using here. So where's that website that they can access?
They can access that from the sctech.org website. There's a weather link that says today's weather. They can click on that and look at the current conditions. There's a summary that gives the day's highs and lows. And we use that as a class as going through and collecting data to find out if it's going to be more beneficial to invest our money into putting in a wind turbine versus maybe say a solar. Because we can look at today's average wind speed, compare that to the daily average solar radiation, and find out which way would be better to get our investment back from investing into our solar systems.
I wonder what the data is going to be telling us after the kind of winter we've had this year.
It's been really interesting. Actually, we've had more sun lately than we have wind, which was a little bit surprising.
That's unusual for us, yeah, definitely.
It is.
Well, what a better way to give the kids hands-on, practical experience about what they're learning in the classroom.
And that's the thing, is to find real-world applications where they go out, they're doing the studies We've got a portable weather station that very soon they're going to be moving around campus to collect data to find out the optimal places to put our wind turbines as we develop this program further.
So where do you hope to take this class in the future?
We're looking at smart home technologies where they can get into HVAC controls, energy conservation. We're looking at being able to make them employable in technicians for wind turbines, solar panel systems, all around control technicians in most part. We're bringing a lot of things available to them. We're also thinking about maybe bringing in some biofuel technologies, a small part of that, but to make them aware of the new things that are out there, especially with the car companies now pushing for hydrogen and all electric vehicles are now becoming more popular. This is going to open a new world of technicians up to those fields.
What an exciting area for kids to have an option to go into.
Yes, it's just about any walk of life, they've got some type of electronic controls.
That's great. Well, Dave, thank you for joining us on this premiere edition of Technically Speaking. It's time for us to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the opportunity to meet a couple of Dave's students, so don't go away.
Thanks. You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Do you like this top? It's so gay.
Really?
Yeah, it's totally gay.
You know, you really shouldn't say that.
Say what?
Well, say that something's gay when you mean it's bad. It's insulting. What if every time something was bad, everybody said, "Oh, that's so girl wearing a skirt as a top"?
Oh, you are.
Those are cute jeans, though. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Welcome back to Technically Speaking. This is the fun part of the program where we have the opportunity to meet some of the students who are attending classes here at Tech. And of course today we're talking about students in the Energy Technologies and Services program. And joining me now are Danielle Wilson and also Mike Terensky. And Danielle and Mike, what school are you from and what grade levels are you?
I'm a junior and I go to Yale.
And I'm a senior and I also go to Yale.
Okay, great. Well, both of you, you're just starting here at Tech this year. Is your first year, Mike. This is your second year. What made you kids decide to come here to Tech and choose this particular program?
Well, my brother went to Tech and my friend Lisa was looking into Tech, and so I thought, you know, maybe I'd look into it too, and then I like the environment, so I thought I'd try this program.
Has it been exciting for you so far?
Yeah, it's been really interesting. I learned a lot of things I wouldn't have expected.
Great. How about you, Mike?
Well, before Tech, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. So me and my counselor, Miss Armstrong, were really spitballing it. And this program was new this year, so she recommended me for it. She knew I liked to build things, and worked out pretty well.
So you're finding, even though it's a new program, that has been pretty exciting, meeting both of your expectations so far?
Yeah, this program's great.
Great. So what are some of the things that you're doing in this particular program, and what have you found been some of the most exciting things you've done in the program so far?
Well, we started off with, we have to learn the basics of Ohm's law and all the calculations, the mathematics. There's a lot of them. So that's how we started, and then we got into some pretty cool projects using LED lights, and our teacher, Mr. Lawrence, allowed us to use or create flashlights, our own. So that was a pretty cool project.
Nothing like a little theory to get things started, though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But having that background, though, I mean, I'm sure that's what's helping you to do some of these projects and things, and what we're going to be demonstrating this afternoon, right?
Yeah, it opened a lot of doors. Like now we can just read about like any schematic and stuff like that, and we understand like the different pieces to it and like how it works.
Well, great. And well, then that too probably gives you an even better understanding of how things work and why they work the way they work, and some of those things, right? Yeah. What are there any particular careers both of you are planning on going into, or still kind of up in the air? I know, Mike, you're about ready to graduate, so obviously, hopefully you have a little direction you go into, and Danielle, it's obviously, you still got a lot you can choose from.
Yeah, I haven't really decided yet, but this program, it makes it so you can do a whole bunch of different things. Like you can branch off with electronics, or you can keep going with this, and then there's different technicians you can do with this program.
I'm spitballing between the alternative fuels field and the electronics technician's field. So I like both of them, both electronics. So I'm in between.
And too, you stop and think too with everything about saving energy and being green and all that. It's got to be kind of fun to be in a brand new program where it's kind of directing students into that area too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we know we have a pretty good chance we're gonna have a job in the future. I mean, the field that we want to go into, the entire world is starting to go green. So I think we're in the right program.
Okay, great, Mike. I know you're looking into a pretty unique opportunity this summer. And tell us a little bit about what that whole thing is all about.
I'm applying for this internship. It's with alternative fuels and military vehicles. So if I get accepted, I'll get the opportunity to work on military vehicles, the alternative fuels that we use today, and various other electronics. I'm told I might get the opportunity to wire a tank, for example. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Now, is this mean you're going to be joining the military, or is it
no,
not
the
just
electronics?
using them?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, who's sponsoring this particular program?
U.S. Army, actually.
Okay.
They're the developer of this program.
Okay. Now, obviously, we don't have a lot of tanks here in St. Clair County, so where will you be doing this?
This will be down in Warren, Michigan.
Oh, okay. Down at, what is it, Automotive Tank Command down there? Their big base that they have?
Yeah.
That'll be kind of fun to be able to rub shoulders with some of them. And will there be other students around the state that will be participating too?
Really, any high schooler who has a pretty solid background. I mean, I've got a well-known background now at TEC, so it makes me a pretty good applicant to get in. And last year they had about 400 applicants, but only about 100 jobs for it. So I'm hoping.
Now, because you were at TEC, that's one of the reasons why you may have an opportunity to get into this program, right?
Yeah, because I've got a good background now in the electronics and wiring and alternative fuels. So this program I became a good candidate. Sorry for this program.
Good. Danielle, how about you? Any plans to do something like that this summer, or are you still kind of exploring what's out there?
I thought about it. I'm just seeing what's out there, and I can try some different things this summer, I'm sure. But
okay. And how about being a girl in this type of a program? Usually we don't associate programs like this with the women students, but that's got to be pretty unique for you, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I thought I was going to be the only girl here because the first day of school I was, but then Julie, she came in this class too.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So do you see a lot of opportunities coming down the pike for you in this field, or alternative fuels and things?
Yeah, seeing all the different windmills and stuff like that going up, and then knowing that they're thinking like biodiesel, and there's just a whole bunch of them that could happen.
Okay, great. Yeah, I just have a hard time seeing a tank running with biodiesel or something like that. You know?
Oh, it's definitely happening.
Is it? Good.
Yeah, I found out. I mean, the more I'm in this class, the more I realize what's actually coming in the future, and there's a lot.
How about for those of us at home, though? I mean, do you see a great future for alternative fuels and conservation and all those kind of things for those of us who are at home, maybe not in the military?
Absolutely. They've got a lot of home appliances coming out for alternative fuels.
And Julie, Danielle, there's some things that you found too, and you're seeing more of this type of thing that's going to be available for us?
I've actually seen solar-powered purses and backpacks you can charge your phones and your iPods and stuff
really?
like that. Yeah, I've seen those. I thought those were really interesting.
Okay, I can't imagine that, but here we go, huh?
Some of them weren't that bad, and they have UV bathing suits and stuff like that, so you can detect how much UV light you're getting so you don't get skin cancer. That's a plus.
Wow.
Some pretty neat stuff. They've got these solar panels that you're able to unroll like bubble wrap on your roof. For any average house. So that's pretty neat stuff that they've got going on.
All the more reason for students to get involved with a program like this one, right?
Oh yeah, I'm going to be saving me some money.
Yeah, there you go. Cool. All right, well, great. Well, I know you guys have set up a little project for me to try to work here. Why don't you explain a little bit what we're going to do and what we've got prepared here?
Long story short, this is kind of a rough draft of what's in a standard windmill. And this is a generator.
Made out of a hard drive, and then you take some screws and you wrap them around with this magnetic coil, and then as the magnets go around, they induce a voltage, and that's basically
those big windmills that you see, say out in the middle of the water or stuff like that.
Okay, we're up in Ubley where we've got all those farms up there with the windmills. Okay.
This is kind of how it works. It's a smaller scale.
Okay.
Of how it works.
Okay, so we took an old hard drive from a computer or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We took a few nuts and bolts, and we wrapped some metal wire around it about 300 times.
So what is it? This is to help us make like an electronic magnet?
Yeah, when you run the electricity through a wire like this, it creates a current, and that's what starts up the magnetism.
Okay, so then we spin this, and then what happens?
Well, when we spin this, you'll see, we'll get a reading on here.
Yeah, it makes
it's actually a pretty strong magnet, so it's difficult to spin, but it's similar.
Okay, and so this is really the same concept as how they generate electricity.
Yeah.
Or how with the windmills and things, that as they turn, then that shows how that generates electricity that we'll be using.
Yeah, how we're generating this with our hand right now, the wind would be doing the same thing with a windmill.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spin this, and I'll try to keep it spinning. Tell us what we're seeing on the meters, if you would, okay? Here we go. And then I'm just going to keep it spinning. Of course, I can't keep a very steady spin here, but so what are we seeing on the oscilloscope over here?
When you're spinning, you're seeing a wave, and that's the voltage peaks that you're getting from when you spin that.
Okay, obviously I'm not generating a whole lot of voltage. I probably couldn't even light a light bulb or something right now, right?
No.
No, not.
So, okay. But then so with using the wind turbines, then as the wind speed increases, and obviously they'll be generating more electricity.
Yeah, the voltage will increase.
Yeah.
Okay, good. What about the other direction? Does it change anything? I can't see the oscilloscope either, but does it change anything?
No,
or is
it doesn't.
No.
It spins either way and it works.
Same concept, just different direction, just like the wind.
Sure. Yeah. So what we're actually creating here is what? Alternating current?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a little different than we have in our batteries and things.
Yes.
Yeah, because when the magnet, when you're rotating it and the magnet's being drawn apart from it, you're forcing the electrons to move apart, and when it comes closer to the other magnet, it's drawing it to it, so you're moving the electrons around.
All right, so then obviously the faster the speed, the more voltage. What about amperage? Does that create amperage in there too, or is that where the transformers come in to change all of that stuff?
I think that's where the transformers come in.
Yeah, I mean, electricity, I mean, it's something we definitely take for granted around here. Just flip the switch, and especially here in St. Clair County with all the power plants we have, but this is the same concept, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a different way of getting the same fuel.
Okay. What have you kids learned by doing projects like this in the class? I mean, how does doing something like this help you to learn better?
Well, it really opens your eyes to the world around you, I guess you could say. I mean, before I really didn't care what was in my TV as long as it turned on, and now I look at it and I'm like, what is powering this? How am I getting that? You know, what's really inside this thing? Okay. So it really opens your eyes to that.
Great.
Plus, when you can physically see something, it helps you better understand it too. Like, I wouldn't have understood how, like, if somebody said, like, when a magnet spun around, it induced a voltage, I wouldn't have got it. But now once you see it, and once you see how it does it, it makes a lot more sense. It's a lot clearer.
Great. Have you been able to apply this at home at all yet?
Oh, absolutely. So I kind of brag about this a lot, but at home I'm currently making these KC lights out of LEDs.
Okay.
And I'm using different colored LEDs, using different designs. I'm making my brother a MSU one. So it's cool stuff like that. I'm able to build stuff at home.
Great. Danielle, I know you're just getting into the program. What do you hope to do learning this type of stuff, and how you're looking to apply it?
I'm just hoping I can make a lot of different things. That way it shows, you know, the diversity of this program. So, you know, I'd like to spread the word about it, to be honest, because I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of people to do, and I think everybody should do it.
Okay, well, great. Well, great learning a little bit about it. It's been great meeting you folks, and I just wish you best and hope you get that internship this summer. And
thanks, me too.
And Danielle, hope to get to see you around here next summer as well, or next school year too. So thanks for joining us here on Technically Speaking. It's time for us to take a break, so we'll be back in just a moment, so don't go away.
A bright future starts with a healthy lifestyle. Good nutrition and physical activity are fuel for your child's mind and body.
Attaboy, Pinot.
And the food pyramid will help you find the right balance. Just remember, every color, every day.
Nothing can stop me now.
Eat right.
Here's an effort.
Be active.
Come on, I'll race you home.
Make it balanced.
This calls for a celebration.
A healthy lifestyle can lead to great things for your child. Visit mypyramid.gov to learn more.
Real men know that getting tested is the way to take care of their families. That's why real men wear gowns. For a list of the tests you need, go to ahrq.gov.
Joining me now on Technically Speaking is Jim Muldoon. Jim is a 23-year veteran and captain of the United States Air Force and now serving as a civilian for the United States Army. More importantly though, Jim is a trustee on the Yale Public Schools Board of Education and a 1984 graduate here at St. Clair Tech. And Jim, welcome to the program, and give us a little bit of your background and how you got started with your educational process here at Tech.
Great. You know, it's an honor to come back and to be here and for you guys to take this time and give it to me. But, you know, being a small farm boy out of the country, out in Avoca, spending my time out there and then going to Yale. And back in the 80s, you know, I must admit that the economic future looked similar to what it is today, and as well as the global tensions. And although we weren't at war at that time, it was inevitable. But, you know, I didn't want to go to school anymore. I thought I had my fill of it, and Tech provided me a chance to work with my hands. But what I decided is that, yeah, I can pretty much work with my hands, but I really need to get into electronics. That was the future, and I'm glad I made the right choice, but Tech was definitely the foundation to get me there. And then looking a little farther into the future, I had signed up for the Air Force, as you had mentioned. So before I even graduated, I had a good foundation with the Air Force as my next career, and technically it was going to be electronics. Tech gave me the foundation required to get a high score on my ASVAB test, so I had a guaranteed electronics job.
Well, right now you have a pretty unique position that you're doing with the Army as director for TARDAC.
That's right.
And Mike referred to it a little bit in the previous segment, so tell us a little bit about that job.
Well, doing electronics in the Air Force initially for about 14 years, working on radar receivers and jammers and doing some teaching, going over to England, even got to do some wrestling in there, which I came back and had a chance to help out with Mike as well. But I never thought that being a technician, thought that was going to be my career, but the Air Force sent me to an active duty scholarship for electrical engineering. So for 2.5 years, the Air Force paid for me to go to school at Texas Tech, do electrical engineering. Opportunity there was hybrid electric vehicles as my senior project. And being the team leader when I graduated, it helped to be national for the Honor Society as well as Outstanding Senior out of Tech, and I appreciate those as well. But the Air Force thought it'd be a good idea for me to expand that and go into manage their electric and hybrid electric fleet and be their electrical engineer for those programs. It's truly an honor to work on the premier weapon systems of the U.S. Army in the world.
If you had a chance to talk to a student who was considering going to Tech, what would you tell them?
One, you know, be clear what you want in life, and it's really hard to do that as a student. But if you're set and got an idea that this is what you want to do, Tech is definitely an opportunity to lay that foundation out. It's truly a benefit for me overall. You know, you can build upon past successes, and Tech was definitely a success for me.
This is going to wrap up this program. We want to thank you for joining us for this premiere edition of Technically Speaking, celebrating 35 years of St. Clair County Tech. We hope you've enjoyed this glimpse into the Energy Technology and Services program, and I'd like to thank the instructor Dave Lawrence, his students, and Jim Muldoon for giving us some more information on this brand new program here at Tech. And we encourage you to learn more by visiting our website at sctech.org. We invite you to join us on the next edition of Technically Speaking, when we will learn about Tech's engineering graphics and animation program. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you next time we are Technically Speaking.